All right, good morning. It's great to be back in Decatur. We're here today visiting, talking about how we're going to invest in education to get the best schools in America, in every community in Illinois, how we can grow our economy and then put our money into our schools. And then we're here in Park Warehouse meeting with, again, we can create an environment so that they can be competitive and thrive. We gave everybody an update on the budget negotiations. Still no budget. We're in our fourth month. Tragedy is the legislature won't vote on any of our reforms. They would just want me to put in a massive tax hike. I told them I'll talk about revenue, but only in the context of reform so we can grow and increase our competitiveness, because we can't tax our way to prosperity. And unfortunately, we can't only do cuts. We've got to grow, and that's what this is all about. And so to get good government that's responsive to the voters and the taxpayers and small business owners and homeowners, I've asked for a few reforms as part of the budget negotiation. Term limits on elected officials, redistricting reform so we can have competitive general elections, and local control of government costs. So our mayors, mayor in Decatur and in Quincy and in Rockford and Danville, mayors and county chairmen can get bigger control over bargaining, bidding, and contracting to bring down the costs in government so we can reduce the property tax burden and grow our economy. That's what we're here to talk about today, and it's been a great day. Any questions?
Governor, how close are we on getting a budget? You seemed a little more optimistic a little earlier, saying with maybe some pressure from Chicago that maybe this will be solved in the next few months. Is it something that's going to go into the next calendar year? Or
the timing to get a budget is really hard to say. We should have had a budget already. I'm very upset because right now people are hurting from no budget, that who should not be hurt. We're having to take actions and make cuts or withhold. We don't have the money to fund certain things that we really should be funding. I wish I could give you a precise date on when we're going to get a budget. I don't know. It took us about 5 or 6 times as long as it should to get a budget in the spring when I came in and we had an unbalanced budget then. Right now we're in our fourth month without a budget. I'm cautiously optimistic because of Chicago's financial challenges, and they need some help in December, that maybe in December or January there'll be enough incentive to compromise and we'll get something done, but I don't know, it could be longer.
So 60 to 90 days, that's after the filing period ends for the next upcoming election. Have you already started contributing to candidates that you said in the past that you would use your $20 million coffers to help those candidates that advance your legislation? Do you have those in mind already? Are they a key part of your deal, or is it just between you and the leaders that you say you've been meeting with lately?
Yeah, so the political side of the upcoming elections in 2016, those will have an impact. I'm not really involved in any of those discussions or decisions at this point. I'm really focused on running the government and making sure we're providing all the services we can without a budget. And I'm very focused on negotiating with Speaker Madigan, President Cullerton, the mayor in Chicago, Mayor Emanuel, about how we can compromise to get some major reforms, term limits, redistricting, local control, workers' comp reform. How do we get those reforms in the context of getting a truly balanced budget for the long term?
Do you expect us to have to skip our December pension payment?
Just that with the Comptroller Munger. There are many things that we should be funding that we can't because we primary focus, push hard, let's get a budget as soon as possible. I'd like to get it today. The sooner the better, because we don't have a budget. So we're just going to keep pushing hard.
Governor, one of our hotel operators here would like to have a casino here in Decatur. Are you open to expanding casino gambling?
So gambling is something, I'm not a big fan of gambling. I don't gamble. I think it can hurt some families who are vulnerable because it can be addictive. So it worries me. That said, gambling is popular. Gambling is here. It's not going away. Other states do it a lot more than we do. And many tax revenue opportunities are being lost because Illinois residents are going to Indiana or Wisconsin. I believe in local control in these issues as much as possible, and I am open-minded to an expansion of gaming in the state. Chicago would like to have a casino. I've said I'm open to considering that. I know Decatur area is interested, Danville's interested, Rockford's interested. How we balance the various interests, that's going to be an ongoing discussion. I'm open-minded to working things out.
Governor, Speaker Madigan the other day responded to trying to sell the Thompson Center by saying we should take a slow approach. What is your response to that?
Well, we certainly want to be thoughtful about it, but we've been studying it for quite a while, and we can bring the Speaker and the President Cullerton up to speed on the numbers and the math. It's compelling. It's compelling to get out and sell it. It's not even remotely a close call. So to the degree that the legislature, and I hope and believe they do, care deeply about the taxpayers of the state, we'll move on this fairly expeditiously. It's a valuable piece of land. The sooner we get that money in to help fund our pensions and our operations, the better. And even if we gave the land away, which we won't have to do at all, we could save tens of millions of dollars by just putting people who are in that expensive building that's very expensive to heat and cool, move that into existing office space we have in Springfield and in Chicago. We can save taxpayers a lot of money, and we need that. The taxpayers deserve it. So I hope and believe the legislature will move the process along.
How
Last
soon could they
question.
take action?
Well, she needs to get one. I'm sorry, did you have a
How
follow-up?
soon can they take action?
Well, we've introduced a bill to try to move it along in the legislature, and I hope they vote on it soon. Again, the legislature moves at its own pace. Yes, you had a,
Governor, agriculture is a big part of Central Illinois.
Yes.
We do not have a director. Is there someone in mind that you are thinking about and putting into that position?
we are doing a very methodical, thoughtful search for a new director of agriculture. I am a big advocate for farm families and agriculture in Illinois. It's the backbone of our economy. I come from a dairy farm and corn farm family, and we're looking for a superstar for that role, and it's coming along. We've got some great candidates interested, so I'm optimistic about it.
All right, thanks.
Thanks
guys.
very much, everybody. Oh, over there? Okay, great. Sure. All right, thanks, guys. Good to see you.